Hello and welcome back to the next episode. Now, I made a short break for 2 days and now we can continue into our nuclear winter here. We are currently at how much? Minus 0.81 cooling from nukes and things. It was combined with that eruption I think we saw here in Santo Domingo at some point. I think that was like minus 1.0.1. Now, meanwhile, what I did in between is I have been building my Mars bases up. I'm also still waiting for the shipyard to finish. However, what I was thinking about is that the coil guns are almost finished. So we probably don't need the rail guns anymore. So we don't really... So we are going to switch to rail guns, in fact. There's this kind of network global defense. After coil guns, we probably go into better point defense because we currently have the laser point defense, and also we need to start working on the adamantine armor, which we don't have unlocked right now, but that's a long tech path away as well, and we want rather to have nukes than have a proper armor because we are building ships which don't need to they don't need to take damage or withstand damage. They will probably get destroyed anyway. So we had made a mission phase here in between. Heavy fission pile has finished. Now, so because we are not going for the ray guns deeper than intended, we can think about what we need to do. I was working on these compact solid core fission reactors because for our for the pulsar drive that might be useful. So we're going to continue down that path because we don't have any fusion reactor or anything for our ships in the near future. And we want to reduce mass as much as possible so that they cost less resources overall. Aliens are now here in Pakistan. Ooh, orbital debris strikes. Two modules. Yeah, we just paid some metal and volatiles, which is fine. And we lost G2. A bit sad that we lost a solar array here. That will be here. And what's that? Also another solar array. And that's of course annoying because it was the energy supply. I wouldn't have cared so much about the lab. I don't know why the Russian army is trying to fight here, but I'm interesting, very interesting. Oh, they didn't defend even here. Interesting. Because Russia wasn't at war with the alien administration yet. So Pakistan, in fact, has fallen, and it gave another nuke to the alien administration. I thought they would use the other one here as well, but fine. Now let's see what happens now, because I would suppose that they are going after India. But let's see. Yeah, meanwhile, we are continuing to just remove some plants and so on. And we are continuing to check whether there is something hidden in our territories here, but most likely it's not. Now, let's talk about where we are going to, because I'm going to skip ahead a bit as the alien armies are going across Earth. We are going for the nuclear fusion, also exotic materials, and a new radiator. And when one of these techs finishes, which we are probably going to get, or rather we are getting the pick, we are going for probably arc lasers, but also the thing we need for the adamantine armor. I'm not 100% sure what that exactly was. Let's check adamantine armor. It's quite expensive. Yeah, it does require next gen aerospace, and it also... I'm not sure that I want that though. Because I think this tech also allows the alien to use to not be locked to ground anymore. But I'm not sure. And improved shipbuilding techniques, yeah. It's probably something we also want. Yeah, I think I'm going to go down this path with one research slot, and the other will be upgrading our point defense. We currently have point defense laser turrets, so that's either arc lasers, particle beam, or phasers. And I do think I want to do the arc lasers because it's relatively cheap. And then we have a decent point defense to fight the aliens with. So that's basically the two paths we are progressing with the science slots if we get them. There's also another thing I want to get. It's the mission to the inner planets for 15,000 because I want to get a base on Venus running or in orbit of Venus for making mission control there. So I want to just get the station running there, put layered defense arrays there, and then have like 2 or 3 nanofactories there just to can or be able to expand from there. And I could also do that in Mercury orbit. I really need to think about it and check the prices again. So, but I do think I will skip ahead a bit and see what the aliens are going to do. And if anything else comes up, I'm going to make a stop, of course. Okay, here we are. A lot of stuff has finished on Mars recently. So we, for example, finished our shipyard, but also the first layer defense arrays on Mars are finishing up in our bases that we got there, which are going to be important. Meanwhile, the aliens have conquered the northern Balkan states, and now they are going to take out Turkey here. I'm going to let them. I don't want to intervene here. And let's just watch. Okay, Turkestan is apparently next after Turkey has fallen, which is fine.
Mission aborted.
Okay. Meanwhile, I've started taking stuff in Africa to, for example, I took the Central African Republic here just to have some spoils, income, and so on, just increasing our cash before something worse happens here. Also, our solar arrays are again back up on the station where we had an impact. And yeah, that's basically... Yeah, I maybe want to break Algeria, in fact. So let's maybe do crackdown here and then do a purge here. Because it's a resource region, therefore purging, spoiling is much more profitable here. And I could use some more funds before we have to leave Earth, basically. Yeah, meanwhile, research continues. We are progressing nicely. For some reason, the Academy has pushed heavily into next generation aerospace, which I didn't want to contest because we are busy with nuclear fusion and coil guns right now. Okay, meanwhile, the alien administration is taking out smaller states one after the other. So, for example, Tunisia is next, and also Singapore is going to be a target. I don't know why they pick these things so far apart, but they also finished one army, which got deployed in Hamburg with a military score of 3.9, and they finished a space defense complex, which of course might be a problem later down the game, basically, but for the moment it's going to be fine. So yeah, basically not really much has happened except that we have run negative on fissiles now with all our fissile based energy production, and also we are negative on money because all the nanofactories are not finished. I continue to slowly take stuff in Africa, but I also try to find someone from the initiative because they have the nice fissile income of all factions and Exodus as well. So one of them I want to find to trade with them, get some, yeah, surplus fissiles basically in our bank if we can somehow. And yeah, that's it basically for the moment. Can we even trade space resources, or has it been changed? I'm not sure right now. So we will see and find out. Okay, we jumped a little bit ahead, and basically the alien administration continues to just conquer what they can. Currently they are going after Ethiopia. Fine, let them. If they take more of Africa, that's fine for us because that's going to tank their cohesion and also increase their unrest and lower the GDP, so that's going to be a big problem for them. Meanwhile, I decided to retake Russia to get control of the nukes, and that's something I really want to, because I don't trust humanity first to use it properly. Meanwhile, the stratospheric aerosols are decaying again, so it's warming up again. And yeah, that's basically what's going to happen here right now until basically we are waiting for techs to finish up. We are getting exotics, fleet combatants, tin droplet, radiator, and the coil gun soon. So that's going to be very useful. And as said, when we got nuclear fusion in space, we can do our transition to Mars and give up on Earth more or less. Okay, we have finished exotic materials. Now finally you can see how many we got. We already got 4.6 from the 2 ships we took out. It's decent. It allows us to do some exotic batteries, for example, on the ships we need. And yeah, the wormhole project. Yeah, we can do that at some point. Exotic hybrid systems. Something we want probably later on, but not right now. Let's see. We don't need the snare drive. We don't need the Kiwi drive. We don't need the Dumbo drive. We do need to unlock the research campus at some point here. So maybe now is a good thing. Yeah, probably now is a good thing. We are not going for the ray guns anywhere because coil guns is finishing soon. Now in between, the fleet combatants has finished. And if we look at something, we are going to build better ships immediately. So we are not going for monitors. Instead, we are going for pretty nice better ships here. So basically, nah, not like this. We're going for something like this in coil guns. Then we're going to put point defense in front. And then we're going to put something, the nose point railguns, coil guns in front here. And of course, not troop carrier yet. So basically, we are going to design something like this and with a little bit of armor here. Of course, we still have a bad armor in general. Yeah. And we don't need that much KPS because the first fleet, which we are going to construct, just will be like 30 KPS. Something like this. Yeah, it will be better at some point. In fact, we do have the compact. So the 5 is 8 tons per gigawatt. We shouldn't have gone for the solid core fission reactor. I didn't check the output. That was bad by me. We do need the upgrades of the solid core fission reactor. We should check that. So we don't need this one at all. Yeah, 5 gigawatts is nothing for our battleship here. So we don't need this one. And instead... Yeah, let's check the tech tree. We want the solid core fission reactor chain here. It's only level 5? I thought there's more than that. Solid core fission. No, it's not. Yeah, the compact solid core we don't need at all. We don't make small ships. Maybe later on for something with marines, we maybe need it for that, but not right now. So that's the maximum level we can get. However, we do need a solid core fission power source, right? It needs solid core fission. Yeah, we do need something like that. Which means we need to find something which fulfills that. So solid core. We need to full search this. Solid core fission. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's only that chain apparently. So there's nothing else. So we need either a different drive. But is that correct there? Let's see if we by chance see anything here. Gas core fission. Mirror cell. A fusion is that already? Fusion. Gas core fission. Yeah, I'm afraid that's in fact really the salt water. Yeah, I think that's the best one we can get for that type of ship. So that might be a problem. Because we are going to need a decent amount of energy to power that thing here. So need a better radiator. I think we also need a better heat sink still. But basically that's more or less the setup here which we are going for with some other modules here like an ECM and such. Do we need a magazine? I don't think we need one. But an ECM is required. Sodium. I'm not sure how much heatsink we really need. .64 gigajoule per shot. It's decent. I think we don't need bigger than the heatsink here. I'm not sure what else we can put on the utility slots here. We're going to find something, I guess. Yeah, we're going to find something here. But not sure right now. So okay, basically we are going to build something like this. 2-point defense, 2 ray gun batteries here, or rather coil guns, and then some frontal coil gun here, which is going to be enough to overpower any point defense of the alien. However, these ships are going to be relatively, let's say, expensive. Even this one would cost 1000 water, 200 volatiles, 300 metal, 150 nobles. That's probably going to be the biggest problem, the noble income. Everything else is fine for the moment. And of course the cash. But it's only 15 per month, so that's fine. I do think that we are going to pump them out as soon as we got decent coil guns. In regards to coil guns, I do think I'm going to make a cut here afterwards. So let's just finish this one up. So coil gun. So coil guns are finishing here, which is almost done. And what do we want to do? we are going to go afterwards into plasma most likely after we got the better point defense. So we are going to afterwards unlock plasma weapons because we are going to probably need the heavy plasma cannon to take out the alien space stations at some point. But what do we need here? As said, we do need the Colgan batteries here. Hull mount, 2 hard points. That's exactly what we just had in the railgun form. And could also go for the heavy Colgan battery if we want to. But it would be slower. And it would use all 4 hard points. I do have the feeling from experience that more shots is better because you overwhelm the point defense faster and better. Of course, it would deal like 2.5 times the damage, but it's also 3 shots. The other one is also shooting faster, the smaller one here. So I do think I want to go with these ones. Energy consumption is also 3 times. Yeah, times 3 in fact. So yeah, we are going with the Colgan batteries here. And we also then need a 2-point, nose mount, 2 hard points. So we are going for the coil cannon and the coil gun batteries here. These two. Yeah, it's going to be these two, and that's what we are going to do. I do think that we are going to need other tech for the improved ones. So let's coil gun batteries. Let's coil gun batteries. And we no longer need full search. Coil gun MK3, MK2. Let's check these ones out. They already need exotic, so that's yeah. We for the type 3 ones we would need to get ultra capacitors, which we are not going for right now. That's too far, too deep. So what we are going to do is coil guns, and then we go for the MK2 versions here, which are still like 50% better than the other ones, and then the MK1s and the MK3 of course would be another 50% on top here, but that's like another 60k, which we can't afford right now. So that's, we are going for coil gun batteries and improved coil gun batteries, and then of course the same for the nose gun. And the point defense, which we are going to need, is the arc laser, point defense. How much do we need to research for that? This one here. We still need to do arc lasers, 25k, and so that's going to be our next one after. Yeah, when coil gun's finished. In fact, let's just go in that direction here. I know it's still 30 days, so I'm going to make a cut here. Yeah, after coil guns, we are going into the arc laser direction. And meanwhile, we push for fusion still. And then I do think we have a decent ship. And first of all, we are going to stay on Mars and see if we can make everything work there. Of course, what we need to do is we have to get mission control on Mars, and that's why I want to send stuff towards. I should have picked the inner system. I know it was adamantine armor we needed. So we can't do everything at the same time, but we can change the compact solid core because we don't really need it right now. We don't need this one as well, and we're also not going for the vapor and the molten core fission reactor. We're also not going for the heavy fission reactor array. It's not worth it. Anything we want to do. there anything we really need right now? So maybe we just do an alien tech here. Something like alien robotics here to push our shipbuilding until the Kolgan project finish up or get available. Then we of course do them first. Yeah. But I also want to check is the I'm not sure what is the retrofit design rule again. I think I need to read that because I want to make sure that they maybe can upgrade to an arc laser turret. And then I don't need to rebuild them or scrap them. So maybe I can build them with the coil guns already and then upgrade my ship to an arc laser point defense. Because the build speed of that things are, of course, extremely high. Meanwhile, we are going to build one monitor. I queued that up at some point in between because I wanted to have one ship in case that, for example, the servants are doing a space station on Mars or something like that. The Protectorate has done one, which we can take over at some point, but yeah, let's see how it develops. Yeah, and here I make a cut. So see you next time when we dive into more and more ships and move more and more of our focus on Mars.